Right now, a state bill at the Capitol focuses on making sure police officers and firefighters have the resources to recover from PTSD.
And a new report by the Beloit School District shows black employees and administrators are leaving. We'll hear from the NAACP about what's going on.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Our weather team is tracking a weekend snowstorm.
It might make you think twice about any travel plans. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti shares what we can expect. Gary.
Yeah, especially if it's from Saturday afternoon through Saturday night. That's the critical time period. But we'll also see other periods of nasty weather as well. This morning, there was a little bit of light freezing rain north of Madison. That lifted into northern Wisconsin as temperatures have warmed up significantly. We're at our high temperature for Madison, 49 degrees. Temperatures made it into the low 50s over southwestern Wisconsin, and we're still at 48 degrees here. Doesn't seem like a winter storm is on the way, but winter storm watch has been issued from noon Saturday until 6 a.m. Sunday for Dane County and areas to the north and west. Rock and Walworth counties, that advisory the watch starts at 9 p.m. Friday evening for the possibility for some snow or freezing rain there. And as we take a look at the snowfall potential, Friday night into early Saturday morning, 1 to 3 inches of snow, mainly south and east of Madison, although there could be a little bit of freezing rain down toward the Illinois state line. The main event, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, perhaps 6 to 10 inches of snow in and around Madison, heavier amounts to the east and southeast, 3 to 7 inches north and west of Dane County. Otherwise, look for just cloudy skies overnight, some patchy fog, maybe a shower this evening. Temperatures dropping to around 30 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be a colder day with a high of 36. I'll take a look at that winter storm in more detail and when we can expect the nasty weather in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Law enforcement is regularly considered one of the most dangerous jobs out there.
But for at least the last 3 years in Wisconsin, more law enforcement officers have died by suicide than in the line of duty. Amy Reed joins us now to explain the new legislation that supporters think could help.
It's staggering to think about, but the testimony we heard on this bill today shows what officers see in the field sticks with them, and they feel that when they seek treatment, they deserve to not pick up more stress when it comes time for the bill.
For some, it's innate.
I knew in my heart, and don't ask me how we're wired or built, that this was my calling.
The pull to be in law enforcement quickly catches up with the truth. What you see day after day, what you saw only once.
I remember my first death scene calling a car crash. I remember the girl's name. I remember what happened. I remember what she looks like. It's burned in my memory.
I've been doing law enforcement for 42 years. And during my career, I've had bouts with PTSD. Know it now, didn't really understand it at the time.
Chief Greg Leck knows these experiences are common in his colleagues. Seeking help is hard, and going through workers' compensation the way the law reads now makes it no easier.
It basically says that any incident of traumatic experience must be over and above what is normal. Well, what's normal for a public safety person? Everything.
The testimony today hoped to change that.
We're going to get them the treatment that they need and that they deserve. This bill is the first step in doing that.
Republican and Democratic lawmakers, with those that enforce it, all seeking a change of practice that would allow police and fire to file claims with workers' comp for PTSD they got at work. Their urgency for getting this through could not be overstated.
In the last 3 years, 13 law enforcement officers have committed suicide just in Wisconsin, and that far outpaces the number of officers that have died in the line of duty.
At the committee stage, this bill still has a ways to go, but this group has hope.
We do what we need to do, and we're brave, and we do all those things, but, you know, mental health it just needs to be addressed.
Some hiccups this bill could see are that now it only protects police and fire, and some want to see this extended to EMS workers too. Lawmakers also said they worry about fraudulent claims, though the co-sponsor said that shouldn't prevent them from helping the people that really do need this.
Amy, thank you. An inmate in Grant County is facing an attempted homicide charge after attacking a prison guard Monday morning. Officials say 47-year-old Dexter Ewing, an inmate at Wisconsin Secure Program facility in Boscobel, tried to stab a correctional officer in the neck with a shank. The 42-year-old victim and another officer were able to disarm him before he was able to cause any serious injuries. A Madison man is facing multiple felony charges after leading police on a chase early this morning.
31-year-old Ronnie Ballard filed a handgun at his girlfriend's home after an argument about 3 this morning. Ballard took off in her car, leading police on a high-risk chase. His girlfriend was not injured. Jamie Perez joins us now with what we know about the story here. Jamie.
Sun Prairie police say they can't remember a time where something like this has happened. When Ballard eventually pulled his car over on I-90, he told police that he would harm himself if they came toward him. After about an hour, Ballard surrendered his keys and his gun, and police were able to arrest him with no further issues. Sun Prairie Lieutenant Kevin Konopacki said he's thankful that no one was injured in what could have been a very bad situation.
Got to have eyes on that person at the whole time, making sure what exactly he's going to do with that gun. Thank God, you know, he didn't turn it. First of all, thank God he didn't shoot himself, and thank God he didn't turn it on any of our officers. That he put the gun down, and it ended in a very peaceful and a situation with nobody hurt or injured.
Ballard is facing tentative charges of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, 1 count of burglary, 1 count of felon in possession of a firearm, 1 count of operating a motor vehicle without the owner's consent, 1 count of felony eluding, and 4 counts of misdemeanor bail jumping. He also has an extensive criminal history in the Wisconsin court system, including prior possession of cocaine, theft, and damage to property.
Jamie, thank you. Activists in Madison are speaking out about tensions with Iran, demanding the U.S. does not go to war.
We are not going to let him go to war. That we support the War Powers Resolution in Congress. There are 2 of them, 1 in the House and 1 in the Senate, and that we need to take back the reins. He doesn't get to make unilateral decisions like this.
A couple dozen demonstrators at James Madison Park say they don't agree with the Trump administration's decision to launch an airstrike that killed Iranian General Soleimani. Tonight, the House approved a non-binding resolution that says President Trump must seek approval from Congress before engaging in further military action with Iran. The Senate is also expected to take up the issue. A new $1.2 million grant will help Madison and Dane County create an addiction resource team.
The goal is to reduce opioid overdoses by better connecting with community members who are at risk. Madeline O'Neill joins us and explains this new approach. Maddie?
Well, the grant from the U.S. Department of Justice creates several new positions, including a dedicated addiction resource officer in the Madison Police Department. That officer will work with a civilian peer support specialist who has experience battling addiction themselves. Together, they will connect people with recovery resources, meeting with those at risk for overdose or even right at the hospital after an overdose. Recovery coach Kurt Stapleton says having that lived experience can make all the difference.
When you talk with somebody who's been through this, who's lived this, who's been down in the trenches of addiction, you can empathize with them. They can feel that you've been there and you know exactly how it feels.
Officer Bernie Albright oversees the Madison Police Department's current MARI program, which refers those addicted to treatment rather than jail for nonviolent crimes. He says the grant will advance their work. Now, this grant also funds a community paramedic and other public health members who will make up the addiction resource team. Police say they expect that team to get started by the late spring, and for those currently dealing with addiction, we'll have some resources on our website as well.
All right, Maddie, thank you.
The city of Madison has a new poet laureate. This week, the city council approved Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway's appointment of Angela Trudell Vasquez to serve in the volunteer position for the next year. She is a third-generation Mexican-American woman who was selected based on her productivity as a public poet, community and youth education, and literary accomplishments. You can catch Trudell Vasquez's first poetry reading February 6th at a Room of One's Own bookstore downtown.
Leaders in Rock County say they're concerned a local school district is losing minority staff.
Tonight, they are speaking exclusively to News 3 Now about the district's latest diversity report. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter sat down with the president of the local NAACP chapter, and he joins us now from our Rock County bureau. Adam?
Well, Charlotte and Eric, this was an issue that was first highlighted in August of this past year, when then school board member David Wilson challenged the district to explain why so many leaders of color were leaving the district. Now the numbers show his concerns were rooted in fact.
This week, the school district of Beloit presented its latest diversity report detailing the makeup of teachers, leaders, and students by gender and ethnicity, which has been on Dorothy Harrell's radar for some time now.
I've been aware of and paying attention to the fact that we've lost many minority employees, both administrative and teaching staff.
The report shows the district has nearly 40 fewer black employees than it did last year and went from 15 black administrators to just 8.
I think there are a number of minority employees from the district who felt like they were either forced out pushed out or had to leave because the environment and the circumstances were becoming so dire for them.
And while the district said in Tuesday night's meeting it had plans to address these issues, Harrell says she feels like things will continue to get worse.
I know even now as we sit here, there are at least 2 or 3 minorities who are considering leaving this district, either now or at the end of the year, because of the fact that they don't feel like they've been treated well.
Today, I made multiple efforts to reach out to district leaders who I was told were either unavailable or not qualified to address the issue. Harrell says it's part of a problem that's only getting larger.
Under the current administration and the new superintendent, transparency does not really exist, and his accountability to the minority community has been at 0.
Now, the study's numbers show it's not just black students who are underrepresented, but Latino and Hispanic students as well. While they make up 34% of the district employs just 7% of its staff as Latino or Hispanic.
Adam, thank you.
Next at 6, a happy ending for a puppy that went through a rather traumatic experience.
He had to have his leg amputated after someone threw him out of a car window. We'll tell you where Kringle is now. Stay with us.
Those who experience job burnout are more than twice as likely to be searching for a new job, something that many people may be thinking about near the beginning of a new year. Signs of job burnout could range from fatigue and low motivation to illness and depression. This causes strain on both the employee and the company's health as well. Some leaders and bosses say initiating a healthy work-life balance can prevent burnout from happening.
If you give people that flexibility and you hold them accountable for what they need to get done and they're accountable to and for each other, we find it is not a problem. And we find that people embrace it, they welcome it, they value it, and it makes for a better job satisfaction.
Reporter Gabriella Becerra visited companies voted the best places to work in Madison. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, we'll take a look at how they prevent workplace burnout.
Packers staff are calling for help shoveling the stadium after the snowfall expected Saturday night into Sunday. The Packers are asking as many as 700 shovelers to help out starting Sunday morning at 6 o'clock. Shovelers will meet at the Fleet Farm Gate on the west side. You need to be at least 18 years old to participate, and the pay is $12 an hour. We have some good news about the puppy the Humane Society was helping after it was thrown from the window of a moving car here in Madison.
A Good Samaritan saw it happen and rushed Kringle to UW Veterinary Care. His front leg was severely fractured and had to be amputated. But the Humane Society says despite the trauma he suffered, Kringle's loving personality is shining through. He was adopted and is healthy, happy, and excited to be starting the new year. with a loving family. Coming up, a snowstorm heading our way for the weekend. Gary will have all the details on when it'll happen, how much snow we can expect. It's coming up next.
For consistent, reliable storm tracking, watch First Alert Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us now. Got a little bit of that warm up today, but things are really going to be busy in your department the next few days.
You know, we go from very cold weather yesterday to very mild conditions today, back to colder weather tomorrow, and then followed by a weekend storm. Actually, a couple of them. As we take a look at Doppler track, this morning there was a little bit of light freezing rain, especially out toward the Dells, but that lifted to the north and east, and a surge of milder air has moved in. Look at these temperatures right now. Dubuque, Iowa, still at 50, Madison 48, Milwaukee 49 degrees. But there is a cold front to the west. Temperatures drop back into the 30s and 20s. We'll look for highs in the mid-30s for tomorrow. Three things you need to know in the forecast. Colder weather returns for tomorrow. Again, highs in mid-30s, maybe a little bit of light rain or snow during the day south of Madison. But it's tomorrow night, the first round reaches us with some light snow, about 1 to 3 inches of snow, mainly from Madison southward. But down toward the Illinois state line, there could also be a little bit of freezing rain, more so if you go into northern Illinois, where significant ice accumulations are possible. And then from later Saturday afternoon into Saturday night, a round of heavy snow for just about all of southern Wisconsin. Right now, alert days are in the forecast for the Friday night snow and then for the heavy snow from Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Right now, the thinking 3 to 6 inches of snow from Madison on toward the north and west, 6 to 12 inches from Madison toward the south and east. Sunday, we keep the alert day in the forecast just because even though the snow will be over with, there's going to be travel problems on Sunday morning as we clear out. You can see winter storm watch is in effect for snow and for freezing rain from Iowa and much of northern Illinois into the Chicago area through much of eastern and northeastern Wisconsin, including Green Bay, for fans traveling up to Lambeau Field for the Packers game on Sunday. Now, the first round of snow, like I say, south and east of Madison, that's where most of the accumulating snow will be, and then there could be some freezing rain down toward the Illinois state line. And then the second round of snow, the heaviest snow most likely targeting east central Wisconsin and areas just south and east of Madison. That could shift a little bit one way or another depending on the exact track of the storm. But right now, most of southern Wisconsin is going to get walloped with a fairly decent snowstorm. The lighter amounts, the lesser amounts, more likely the farther north and west you go from Madison. And then the freezing rain, as I mentioned, you can see maybe a little bit sneaking into far southern Wisconsin, but the bulk of it staying just to our south. Computer model forecasts show perhaps a quarter to a half inch of freezing rain in some areas. That could create significant icing conditions. Live view from the Edgewater sky cam. Skies are just cloudy right now. Our high today, 49 degrees after starting out at 19, so that is a pretty significant temperature rise. In fact, we're only 4 degrees from the record high of 53 set back in 2002. Right now we're at 48, winds throw out of the south at 16 miles per hour. But again, as a cold front comes in from the west, that will change. Upper level winds from the southwest, this storm system will become very intense as it taps into moisture from the south. So there'll be snow and freezing rain on the north part of the storm. A severe weather outbreak expected over the next couple of days from Arkansas and Louisiana eastward through much of the southeastern part of the country. So this will be your typical winter storm. The first little surge of precipitation is with this warm front that's been lifting northeastward. But the cold front's not far out to the west, and then a second front farther to the west will bring in more significant cooling. That's what will give us cold enough for snow by tomorrow night. So the forecast includes winter storm watches from noon Saturday until 6 a.m. Sunday morning for much of southern Wisconsin. The watch actually starts at 9 p.m. Friday evening for Rock and Walworth County, where there could be more significant snow and freezing rain. Otherwise, look for a low of 30 tonight. Showers will end this evening and some patchy fog possible overnight. Tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 36 degrees with a rain and snow chance in the morning. But you can see on future track, watch these temperatures. They drop off tonight to around 30 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow they get up into the mid-30s. Then that first round of precipitation moves through. The second round, mainly snow, and that starts later Saturday afternoon. Those snow amounts, again, Friday night, a little heavier to the south and east. Everybody gets hit on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. 7 to 10 day forecast, more snow chances with some minor to moderate accumulations Tuesday and Wednesday, and then again from Friday night into Saturday of next week.
J.J. Watt wants to get back to work, and Aaron Rodgers wants to go hunting for jewelry. You want sports? You got it. Next. Who said it's too early to look forward to the 2020 college football season? Well, not Wisconsin. They're opening next season under the lights. The university announcing it will host Indiana on Friday, September 4th. Kickoff time and TV network still to be announced. It's the 4th time in 10 years the Badgers will open with a night game at Camp Randall. Somehow, some way, the Illini have the Badgers' number in terms of ending streaks. Illinois snapped a 9-game Wisconsin streak on the gridiron, and last night they snapped a 15-game Bucky win streak on the court. Late second half, Ayo Dosunmu leaves the Badgers defense behind and puts the Illini up 68-67. Same score. Dosunmu again. A little step back. 3-point buckets. Badgers down 1. They had a chance to win, but Demetric Trice can't hit the tough layup look. The Illini snapped the streak. 71-70 the final.
Defensively, that's, it's been very uncharacteristic for us throughout the year. A lot of, like I said, mistakes throughout the game where we had a chance to get some more separation, but that's credit to them to hang around and make some plays.
Once we got up, I think we could have done a better job at kind of slamming the door. And then at the end of the game, we missed a couple easy looks, good shots, easy looks, but and then they hit a couple tough ones, and that kind of was the game. They closed it out much better than we did.
Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers and Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson have a Super Bowl ring apiece. After Sunday, only one will have a chance at number 2. The Packers 7-1 at home this season. Seattle 8-1 on the road. Now, Rodgers said he's been on teams that were an injury or a play away from a chance at a ring, and he said he knows how important it is to take advantage of this opportunity.
It's on my mind every day. I mean, that's why we play the game. That's why you put in the time in the offseason. That's why you do the little things. It's to put yourself in this position where we're 2 games away from being able to compete for that. So, I mean, I'm 36. I know what this is all about. This is an important opportunity for us. I feel like I got a lot of really good years left, but you never know.
Texans head coach Bill O'Brien said J.J. Watt was a little sore after Saturday's game. Overtime win against the Bills, not just because he played 50 of 81 plays, but because he hadn't played in any games for 2 months. With regard to preparing for the Chiefs, Watt said, "We'll have a plan." They're still working out how to best use the reps that he'll get on Sunday.
Just because I played 1 game doesn't mean my pec magically healed, It's still in basically the same situation it was in before this game. So, and obviously we played a little bit more in the last game than we expected to. So it's just a matter of making sure we have a good plan, sticking to the plan, and doing what we need to do all week long to make sure it's where it needs to be.
Bucks after dark. They were on the West Coast last night taking on the remains of the Warriors. Chris Middleton, nice turnaround jumper. He had 21 points. And Giannis to Middleton, back to the Greek one. He had 30 points. Bucks win 107-98. They are an NBA best 33-6. Northern California sounds probably pretty good this weekend if you had to get out of town. Don't shovel much snow there.
When's winter going to come back? Well, now you're going to find out. Temperatures right now still near 50 degrees in Madison, but will turn colder tomorrow. Winter storm watch in effect from noon Saturday until 6 a.m. Sunday morning for Dane County and areas to the north and west. South and east of Dane County, that watch starts at 9 p.m. Friday evening and runs through 6 a.m. Sunday morning. First round of snow tomorrow night, 1 to 3 inches, mainly south and east of Madison, maybe a little freezing rain toward the Illinois state line. Second round Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Everybody gets walloped with the heaviest snow south and east of Madison. And then the active weather pattern continues next week with some accumulating snow chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday night into Saturday.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.